Good morning, welcome to a new reading vlog. In this video, I'm not prepared for it. I'll straight up tell you, not prepared, but it's happening. It wasn't one of my planned videos. This has come up in the span of 12 hours, basically. Last night, my friend and I went to it was called a book fair for adults, and got this book. I was like, you know what? I'll give it a try. We'll see what the hype's about. I don't know what I was thinking, but I've read 3 books by this author before, and none of them were his, most popular, well-known works. So today that changes. I'm reading Stephen King's The Shining, which, first of all, floppiness, love that. This is 660 pages. When I picked it up, it didn't look that big, but these are thin pages. Okay, but I've tabbed different goals that I have for either a day or 2. Halloween is in 3 days. I don't necessarily have plans. It's just if either my parents or friend want to do something, I will. If not, I'll just probably stay home and watch a movie. But I figured, because I read the first 2 books in the Dark Tower series, I read The Long Walk. None of those 3 were scary. Unsettling, yes, but true horror, I would say no. So this I already know without reading, this will be different. What I know of it is it's a hotel. Main character goes there to work. He takes his wife and kid with him. And just spooky stuff happens in the hotel. Is this the one where the twin, the 5-year-old twin girls are there? I don't know. For some reason, I've seen a clip of that. I don't know if it's from The Shining or not. I've never seen a Stephen King movie besides The Long Walk, which I saw last month. So this is my first foray into true Stephen King horror. Because the other day I was at my parents' house and I had book 3 of the Dark Tower series, which I haven't started. I just had it there as an option for me to read while I was there. And she said, You're reading Stephen King? And I was like, well, it's not really his horror book. It's more like a Western, sci-fi, fantasy, whatever. And then 2 days later I go and get The Shining. So I'm just going to do some reading. I'll update you as often as I can. I don't have any other plans beyond this, but we'll find some more things to do. So, let's get started reading, and I don't know how quickly it's going to get scary, but we will see. So I will talk to you when either something scary happens or I have some exposition to tell you. Okay, so first update, I forgot to say this earlier, I had to go to the doctor for just a checkup, and I knew it would take a while, so I brought my book. I was in the waiting room for 1 hour and 10 minutes. And then they called me back to see the doctor, talked to him for 2 minutes, and then left. So, okay. So since I was in the waiting room for so long, I read, which I was smart to bring my book with me, I read 145 pages. I got to part 3, so I read two whole parts of the book. So what I didn't know, okay, the premise of the book. So we have Jack, our main character, the one who got a job at the hotel, his wife, Wendy, and their 5-year-old son, Danny. And so already from the get-go, something's up with Danny. It gets revealed that he has a special talent or thinking process, and they call that the shining. So it's he can sometimes hear people's thoughts, and he has kind of premonition dreams. So he's already had bad thoughts about the hotel, bad dreams about the hotel. He's been hearing his dad's thoughts that he's not doing well, and his dad, not a good person. Jack is not a good person. because he once broke Danny's arm on purpose. So Wendy seems the only good character here so far. So they move into the hotel, right? Because Jack got a job. And I thought at the start that there would be guests there and staff, but it's closing down for the winter. So the only people in the hotel are Jack, Wendy, and Danny. And that is scary. The fact that there's this huge hotel and you're the only people living there. Like, that on its own is scary. Like, I don't know. And like nothing's happened yet. Like, they got shown the hotel, you know, by like the manager and everything. Like, here's the kitchen, here's your room. And he was telling them the history, like, there was once one of the previous guys who worked here before you, Jack. He like killed his 2 daughters and his wife, and you're gonna be sleeping in the same room. Like, come on. So it's obviously it's setting up what's gonna happen, right? So Danny also has this imaginary friend named Tony who tells him bad things. So it's just Jack and Danny, they're gonna be in trouble. And I'm concerned for Wendy. I like Wendy. Something bad's gonna happen to her. And so like they went down to the boiler room, which was spooky. But it's just Danny has these powers. He can hear people's thoughts. He knows that things are gonna happen before they do. And then Jack is just all around not a good father, not a good person. And they're all alone in this giant hotel. It is so spooky. Like, sometimes it's scary when you're in a hotel and you can hear like the other people in the other rooms or people running down the hall. But what if there was complete silence? Like, I don't know. And so remember how I said, I was like, is this a book with the twin girls? The 2 girls that were killed by the previous guy, those are probably the twin girls that are going to show up at some point. So, spooky already, not scary, but it's setting the stage for what's going to happen. But on my way back, non-book related, from my appointment, I stopped at a new plant store. It's not but it's new to me. So I stopped there. I got 2 plants, which I went ahead and watered them. She told me, the owner went ahead and told me to water them. So I don't want to show them to you until like I can set them up because they're wet. So I got 2 plants. I'm about to eat dinner, and then I don't know if I want to read it when it gets dark, but we'll see. But that's a good, I made it to my first marker in the book, already took it off. So I already made it through my first day checkpoint. So I'll start part 3 soon, and I'll check back in. Okay, so I've decided to reorganize I've already done my manga bookshelf, but I need to reorganize and like restructure my main bookshelf. Because you can see, don't have a lot of room. So, you know, I have a couple of spots that are open, but I really just need to reorganize everything. And also like change up my bookshelf decor a little bit. So I'm going to work on I think the first 2 shelves are good because I have like this open spot. Like, I know what's going to go there because I'm in the middle of that series. So I think the first 2 shelves are good. I just need to work on like my classics shelf and then like my favorites shelf. So I'm going to work on that, and then you see what it looks like now. I'll come back in a little bit and show you what I did to it. Okay, so finished reorganizing. I'm not the happiest with it. I don't like turning the books on their sides. I know it saves room, but in my experience, it only saves a little bit of room. Unless you turn every book on its side, it doesn't save that much room. So I don't know. So first 2 still the same. So shifted things over here. So you can see a little bit of room here. So these are my classics. So just kind of put the big ones on their side. And then down here, we have 2 stacks of my favorites. This one doesn't look too bad. It's these I didn't touch I'm just not happy with. So I'll probably reorganize those in a bit. And then there's the bottom. So yeah, I don't know, but got a little bit of room because I need a lot of room. So just, it is what it is. I'm happier with my manga shelf. Let me show you my manga shelf real quick. Okay, my manga shelf, nothing much has changed on the first one, the top one. Second one, I moved my Jujutsu Kaisen from the bottom shelf to the Attack on Titan shelf. My Attack on Titan manga is the only manga I have that is actually completed and that I have all the volumes for. So 34 volumes and then 1 straggler on the end. So I'm moving my JJK volumes to the behind section. And then next we have One Piece, Summer Hikaru Died, Bungo Stray Dogs, and then Berserk. And we got some figures. I'm running out of room for figures, so they might have to go either up top, on top of the shelf, or to my main bookshelf. But then at the bottom we just have Mob Psycho 100, some Danmei, and then like my collection of like screen to book Studio Ghibli films, which are cool. So yeah, that's that. I'm much happier with how this looks and like where I'm gonna put things because there's not as much. So oh no, there's my shelves. So back to reading. Hi, welcome back. It's been 2 to 3 days. Just wasn't in the mood to read at all for a bit. It's officially Halloween. Today's Halloween. I didn't have plans, but now I'm about to go back to my parents' house and just help them hand out candy. I will be dressing up once I get there. I don't want to drive in my costume. I did paint my nails, which I rarely do, but so that's just the plan. I did read some this morning after taking a break. I read 120 pages. It's still not to the point where like the true horror is happening. Like nothing's... Can you hear that? Someone's playing like a trumpet. I don't know. Okay, sorry. The trumpet noises distracted me. But so nothing crazy has happened yet in the hotel, but Danny is getting progressively like more and more like distracted by things and imagining things that could happen. So that's again just setting the foundation of what will happen. I did briefly consider watching the movie. Then I quickly decided, I watched the trailer. No, I'm good. Well, I watch it at some point probably, but now is not the time. Because even though nothing's happened in the book, I'm already scared. So it's just Danny being a creepy little kid. And that's about it. So that's the only update I have for you. I'm 40% of the way through. So I'll try and update when I'm about 50% halfway through. So that'll be that. And then I will show you my costume. Same thing as last year. Halloween kind of snuck up on me and I didn't really, have plans originally for things to do. I haven't been sleeping well. Past 2 nights I've gotten like 3 hours of sleep. But yeah, I'll show you my costume once I get it on. And then we'll hand out candy. And that'll be Halloween. So, do y'all hear that trumpet? I've never heard anyone in my apartment complex play an instrument, so that's fun. Alright, but I'll catch you in a little bit. Okay, so it's been how long has it been? A few hours. I've read a good chunk of it. I have, let's see, I have about 150 pages left, and it's getting, the pace has picked up a lot. It's very, still not what I expected. It's definitely, it's had some really scary moments, but it hasn't been to the point where I feel like I need to put it in the freezer, you know, which is what I was expecting going into it. But everyone, Jack, Danny, Wendy, they're all very quickly losing their touch with reality and with each other. They're constantly fighting with each other, Jack and Wendy are. And Danny is constantly, like, just losing it. And so, you know, Wendy trying to convince Jack, you know, hey, we need to get out of here for Danny's sake. Like, we gotta leave. We gotta get out of here before the snow hits. And there's a person on the bike. But Jack is, like, kind of meandering, like, no, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. They get snowed in. So they're stuck in the hotel. Hallucinations are happening with everyone, and I still don't know how it's going to end. I'm assuming one of them is going to die. And so apparently I didn't know this is a series. So depending on how it ends, I guess we'll see if it will carry on with the same characters or if it will be like take place in the same universe but with different characters. So that's really interesting. But I'm definitely enjoying it so far. So I have like 150 pages left. I don't know if I'm going to finish it like right now, tonight. It's like 7 o'clock right now. Because I got to shower, I got to do a couple things. Or if I will finish it tomorrow. But regardless, next time I see you, I will be updating you. That's how much I have left. So let's get this done. Let's finish The Shiny. Alright, so it's been 1 to 2 days. I don't know how long. Time is a blur. I finished it, and you know, I was expecting it to be so much scarier than it was. I mean, there were definitely some tense moments and things, but it was very clear. I guess like minor spoilers, Spoilers. It was, since everything was very obviously in their heads, and they were hallucinating and imagining everything, like it wasn't scary anymore. Like, you know, Jack was drunk and hallucinating. Danny was picturing all the stuff that was going to happen. Wendy was hallucinating. So because of that, I don't know, it just, I mean, don't get me wrong, it was definitely tense. There was a lot of action, everyone was running around. So I was on the edge of my seat, but I wasn't scared, which is what I kind of wanted. I wanted to get the feeling of a good, scary Stephen King book. I feel like the first half, the setting up for the stage and stuff was scarier than when they were actually in the hotel. Like it says, it'll make your heart race with fear, guaranteed to frighten you into fits. No, that didn't happen. It was definitely, it was good. I mean, I didn't have a bad time, but I don't think, I definitely won't continue with the series. Because I did look up the second one. Is either, I don't know if it's a trilogy, but there is a second one. And it's when Danny is a middle-aged guy and following him. I don't know if I want to read that. So I'll be stopping here. It just, like, it was very clearly, from what I've read of Stephen King so far, I read 3 of his other books. Like, he just has a certain vibe to his books, regardless of if it was written in like the 90s versus like 6 years ago. They all have a very Stephen King feel. So this had that. But now I enjoyed it more than The Long Walk, which I feel they're two very different stories. This one was supposed to be a very classic haunted hotel story, and it was just okay. I think I finished it last night. I've been sitting on my rating for a bit. It's either I think I was leaning towards 4 stars, but now I'm kind of leaning towards 3.5. I think so. 3.5 or 4. Maybe this just wasn't the Stephen King horror book for me. I don't know. If you have any recommendations, please leave them down below. So I think this will be my last scary book for the season, because it's November 3rd right now. My birthday is in 2 weeks. So that's it for Stephen King's The Shining. I definitely had a good time reading it, but wasn't what I expected. And I'm proud of myself for not getting that scared, besides the beginning. So I'm going to end the video here. I know this is a shorter vlog than some of my others, but I feel like since it's such a big book and it's so popular and well known, I figured it'd be good to just have it on its own. And then I still got some cool videos planned. But yeah, Stephen King's The Shining. He knows how to set a vibe, that's for sure. The vibe of the hotel. Ooh, felt like I was there. But 3.5, 4 stars, somewhere in between. But yeah, that's it. That's it for this video. It was my last planned Halloween, spooky time, fall time vlog. So I'm just gonna let you go. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.